The race bike's always a task. We did a rebuild before the race, and we want to make sure that the bike's always perfect come race day. And it sometimes pushes into pre-running, and this time it certainly did. So our bike was down to 1,000 parts basically, and we got the bike back together, but it was just shy of a week prior to the event. Of course, Baja is always like something that you're always struggling to be prepared with. And of course, we were throwing a curveball, and our bike had a mechanical that was kind of unforeseeable. We ended up having a stator issue. So when you're trying to diagnose a motorcycle, our mechanic was taking the bike apart, the plastics. These new bikes, they take a lot of like removal to diagnose stuff. So you got to take off a bunch of bolts. So our mechanic Mitch was taking the plastics off. We diagnosed something, try to figure it out, put the plastics back on. It was like this horrendous repetition of like way too much time wasted. So we ended up just starting to ride the bike as a skeleton. And my thoughts when the bike wasn't working was really like, I knew we were going to figure out the problem eventually. I just was more worried about my pre-running. And when the pre-running is sacrificed, your time on the race course basically goes down. And so we were rushed getting it, repaired. And thankfully, the guys at AHM, picked up the slack where we left off and were able to diagnose the problem. And we fixed our stator, and we were able to go racing. So it was my hat's off to those guys, and super thankful for them to come down and be a part of our effort.